Hi guys, I'm Melany. Welcome back for the third part of the 4-part series for complete beginners. I'm excited to get started because today we're going to build on the sequences that we learned in the last episodes. So before we were doing some half sun salutations, this time we're going to start with some full sun salutations. So that means in addition to the forward fold and to mountain pose, we're going to be doing downward dog, plank, and cobra. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, don't worry. I'm going to go through it really slowly and we'll repeat it a couple times. So let's get started. You know the drill. We're starting in mountain pose. Make sure the feet are hip width apart and parallel. And bring your awareness into the feet. We want to feel the bottoms of the feet. Feel each individual toe. So you might want to lift up on the toes and then press the toes back into the mat so they're really alive. And then move your awareness up into the knees, lift on the kneecaps, activate the thighs, and reach your tailbone towards the ground. The stomach should be activated, the chest is open and lifted, and the fingers are reaching towards the mat. So we're really a strong, stable mountain in this pose. But maybe you'll notice that the weight shifts continuously between the feet, that we're not a completely still mountain. Take a couple breaths here. And then we'll move right into the sun salutations. So find the front of your mat, come into mountain pose at the front of your mat. Bring the hands together in front of the chest. And then lift the arms up, bring the palms together. And come forward in a forward fold. Remember, you can bend your knees here so you get the fingertips all the way to the mat. Then take a big step back with the right foot. We're coming into downward dog. So plant your hands. Take a step back with the left foot. And then make sure the knees are really soft. We're going to check the alignment. So look forward at the hands. Make sure the fingers are spread apart. The hands and arms are really active, reaching into the mat. Then let the head be loose, the neck loose. And reach the tailbone towards the ceiling, pressing the chest towards the thighs. And then inhale forward into plank pose. Remember, for plank, we're like a board, so our hips should be in line with the shoulders and wrists directly underneath the shoulders. We're going to come all the way down to the mat, so if your hips start to sink like this, go ahead and bring the knees first to the mat. Come all the way down with the elbows grazing the ribs, pointing towards the back of the mat. Uncurl the tops of the feet, so bring the tops of the feet to the mat, and then lift the chest in cobra. Come back down, curl the toes under, press back, lift the hips in downward facing dog. Then take a big step forward with the right foot. Remember, if it doesn't come all the way, we can scoot it up with the hand. And then step forward with the left foot. We're in the forward fold. And then we're going to press into the feet, reaching the crown of the head forward and up, reaching the arms up, and then drawing the thumbs to the chest. We're going to go right into the other side. So lift the arms. Palms come together, fingertips reaching up, and then come forward with slightly bent knees, fingertips to the mat. Take a big step back with your left foot, plant the hands, step back with the right into downward facing dog. Come forward into plank pose. Come all the way down to the mat. Uncurl the toes, press the feet into the mat, press the pubic bone into the mat, lift in cobra. Remember, only a little weight in the hands. We're working in the lower back. Head comes back down, tops of the toes to the mat, press back into downward facing dog. We're just going to warm up the back of the legs here. So straighten your left leg and bend the right knee deeply, reaching the left heel towards the mat. And then switch the legs, bending the left knee, straightening the right leg, reaching the right heel toward the mat. Change the legs, feeling the nice stretch in the calf and in the hamstrings maybe. And then one more time, straightening the right leg, bending the left knee. Find a neutral position. And then step the left foot forward. Right foot comes forward. Inhale, come to standing, reaching the arms up. And exhale, thumbs to the center of the chest. We're going to go through the same sequence on both sides. And we're going to try to connect the breath more with the movement. So one breath per movement. If you need to go a little faster, a little slower, go ahead and do that. With your next inhale, raise your arms up, reach up. Exhale, come forward with a long back, fingertips to the mat, head heavy. Inhale, step back with the right foot. Exhale, step back with the left. Down dog. Inhale forward into plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, shoulders back, lift into cobra. Exhale, head comes down, press back into down dog. Inhale, step forward with your right foot. Exhale, left. Inhale, reverse swan dive, up to standing. Exhale, thumbs to the center of the chest. Now for the left side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, step back with the left. Exhale, right. Inhale, forward plank. Exhale, all the way to the mat. Inhale, lift in cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, forward with the left foot. Exhale, the right foot steps forward. Inhale, lift. Exhale, thumbs to the chest. Stay here for a couple breaths. Bring your awareness to the heart and to the breath. Sun salutations are a great warm-up, so it's not unlikely that your heart's beating a little bit faster and that you're breathing a little bit faster. Just notice it. And then open your eyes and inhale the arms up. Exhale forward into the forward fold. We're going to come back into downward facing dog, step back with the right, and then back with the left. We're just here for a couple breaths. We're going to move through warrior 1 and warrior 2 on each side. So with your next inhale, step the right foot forward. Left heel comes to the mat. We're setting up warrior 1 legs. Squeeze the legs together. Inhale, lift the chest. First, bring your hands to the hips. Remember, we want to square the hips. So the left Hip point comes forward, right hip point comes back. If we need more space in the hips, you can go ahead and move the left foot towards the left. Inhale the arms up. Let the shoulders sink down the back. One breath. And then exhale into Warrior Two. We're opening up into Warrior Two. We might need to adjust the legs. The left foot should be more parallel with the back of the mat. And we want to try to bring the right foot, the right heel, in a line with the left arch of the foot. Reach the fingertips in opposite directions. They can get pretty fiery pretty quickly. Try to breathe through it. One more breath. And then exhale both hands to the mat. Step the right foot back. And we'll move right into downward facing dog. Take a breath here. And then step your left foot forward between the hands, coming into Warrior One. Set up your feet, squeeze the legs together, and then lift up into Warrior One. Try to square the hips, adjust the feet if you need to. Make sure the back leg is active, back thigh is active, and we're pressing the back foot into the mat. Shoulders are relaxed. One more breath. And then exhale the left hand forward, right hand back. Open up into Warrior Two. Adjust your feet if you need to. Pull the right hip back and check your left knee. Can you see your big toe? Shoulders relax. One more breath. And then bring both hands to the mat. Step the left foot back into down dog. Press in the hands, reach the tailbone up. And then exhale the knees to the mat. Walk the hands back. We're going to bring the knees to the sides of the mat, big toes touch, and we're coming into child's pose. Bring the forehead to the mat, palms of the hands on the mat. And just let everything go. We just got the heart rate up. We just got a little sweaty. So you really deserve this child's pose. Check in with the breath. Make sure that it's even. Release everything into the mat. With each exhale, maybe sink a little bit deeper. And then slowly lift the head, walk the hands back. We're going to come into all fours. So come forward. Make sure that your wrists are underneath the shoulders, fingers spread wide. Knees underneath the hips, toes tucked under. We're going to come into cat-cow. So for cow, we're going to lift the chest up, lift the tailbone up. You can see kind of it looks a bit like a cow. And with the exhale, we're going to bring the chin towards the chest. The tailbone comes down. So like a scared or angry cat, lifting between the shoulder blades. Inhale, come forward, and think like you're drawing the chest through the arms, hands pressing into the mat. Exhale, come into cat, press in the hands, lift between the shoulder blades, round spine. Inhale, come back forward. And exhale, chin to chest, tailbone towards the mat. Find a neutral position with a flat back, really active arms, and then stretch your right leg towards the back of the mat, toes tucked under. We're going to reach through the right heel, pressing backwards. And then lift the right leg parallel to the mat, foot flexed, the toes facing down, the inner thighs drawing together. So they're not going to come together. It's just more of this intention that's going to change the feeling of the pose. And then when you feel really stable, I want you to try to lift the left hand off the mat just a couple inches. Feel the stomach activate. You can put the hand back down and maybe try again, lifting it up off the mat. The right hand's active, right arm really active. And then bring the left hand back to the mat. Right knee comes down underneath the hip. One breath. And then inhale, stretch the right leg out, toes tucked under, press through the left heel. Feel that stretch in the calf and in the back of the leg. And then lift the leg parallel to the mat, toes pointing down. Lift up out of the shoulders. And then lift the right hand a little bit. Feel the stomach activating. And then put the hand back down. And maybe try again, lifting the hand just a couple inches. Put the right hand back down, left knee comes to the mat. And then we'll exhale the hips to the heels, tops of the feet on the mat, drawing the hands back. And just taking a breath here in the seated position. Now in poses like all fours or downward facing dog, we do put a lot of pressure on the wrists. So it's a good idea to shake out the hands once in a while, just to relieve that pressure and also to build strength in the wrists. So for that, we're going to make some fists and bring the thumbs to the outside of the hands. And we're just going to make some big circles with the fists. And then in the other direction. And then shake it out again. Bring your hands to the mat. Scoot the legs out in front of you. We're coming into a twist. So this one we did last time. We're going to sit bones, we're going to press them into the mat, lift up in the head and the chest, and then draw the right foot over the left leg. So the right sole of the foot comes to the mat outside the left knee. Sit up really tall, wrap your left arm around the right knee and bring the right fingertips behind the back. Now there's very little weight in the right fingertips. It's more just to guide the spine, guide the crown of the head towards the ceiling. So inhale, lift, and exhale, twist towards the right. Try and use the breath here more than the arms. The arms shouldn't be working so much. And then come back to center. Stretch out the right leg. Cross the left foot over the right leg. Wrap the right arm. Inhale, lift, and exhale, twist from the belly button. You might notice your sit bones are shifting a little bit. That's totally fine. Just make sure they're pressing into the mat. They have contact with the ground. And then come back to center. Stretch out your left leg. You can shake out the legs a bit. And then we're just going to come into the forward fold. So you can move the fleshy part away from the sit bones. Sit up tall. And And remember, if your back's rounded here, go ahead, bend the knees. And then we'll come forward with an exhale, hinging from the hips. And we're using the breath here. So maybe we'll come a bit deeper with each exhale, just as we let more go. But we're mostly letting gravity do the work. One more breath. And then we're slowly going to walk back up to seated position and come to laying on the back in corpse pose. Bring the feet about as wide as your mat, toes fall open, and just come to laying on the back, hands to the side, palms up, shoulders drawn underneath the back. Take a couple deep breaths here, maybe sighing with the exhale. And let the body get really heavy. And close the eyes. Two more breaths. Then bring the soles of your feet to the mat. Roll over to your left side. And then slowly come to sitting. So that's where we'll end today. Thanks for joining me again. It's been a lot of fun. Please come back again next week where we'll be doing some more chill, more relaxed style of yoga so that you get a full picture of what yoga is like. It's been a lot of fun again. Thanks. And please subscribe. Thank you. Namaste.